Arash is presenting the second presentation in the series outlining the use of our club website. Last week he demonstrated how to request a new membership to the site. This week he'll demonstrate how to use the site's membership and collaboration tools to help with our internal communication. Please help me to welcome Arash Sayadi, delivering his presentation, The New OC Toaster Site, Part 2.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How's everyone doing this morning?
Good.
Great.
Good. I'm hoping that after hearing the presentation last week, all of you just rushed out and logged into our new website. I know at least one person did and actually requested a new membership. But did everybody else?
I did.
Those that didn't have it.
Oh, okay. I'm on there.
That's right, you are.
My phone.
All right, well, good. We got one person to do it. So this week, I'm hoping I'll get you excited enough to actually go out there and check out all the features that we have on the site. We're going to cover mostly just demonstrations today. Through the demonstrations, we're going to look at your privacy settings, also the use of the collaboration tools that are available on the website, and then lastly, very quickly, look at just a couple of features under the administration that the likes of, for example, Scott Shire or anybody else that wants to step into a site admin would be able to use. Any questions about those items that we're going to cover?
Why'd you laugh?
Anything that anybody specifically wants to see?
Wow.
No. Yes.
Everything.
Mr. Shire.
Emphasize how people log in at the second login into the site.
The second login,
Right.
meaning, oh,
Membership.
Yes. You're talking about groups.
Yes.
We will specifically address that. Very good. So with that, let me switch over to the site. Okay. All of you are now familiar with our new site, I hope, at least with the welcome page. And by this stage, the thought would be that you would have received your approval for membership and you log into the site. One of the first things that you're going to want to do is change your personal settings for your privacy and also your emails. That's important because any of the messages that will be coming through the site, of course, will follow the rules that you have set for it. Whether in fact you do want to receive emails when someone posts a message, or you simply want to check any of the messages posted by others directly on the site itself. Where you would make those changes is in the right corner where you would see your name. Directly under it, there is a settings. And under settings, you would look under the email section where you specify, once again, which types of email you receive, any of the personal messages, any of the friend requests, if anybody puts a friend request on the site, or if you choose not to receive any email messages, well, then you can specify that as well. Now, mind you, if you do that, keep in mind that you have to come to the site in order to check your messages every once someone posts something. How do you do that? You would check your inbox directly on the site. Sir?
If I'm not getting out of sequence with your speech.
You're completely out of sequence already.
But go ahead.
I'm going home. No. If we wanted to have someone come to the site to see one of our speeches, like, you know, we want to say, hey, I gave a speech on this, that, or the other, and we wanted to share that with someone, is that possible? Can they log in, or can we send it from our site to their email or something?
There is an indirect way of doing it. If you were to simply send them the link to the page where we post the videos, they wouldn't be able to unless they requested a membership to the club, to the site. But there is an alternative way, and I'll show you how to do that. As a matter of fact, I will cover that when we get to the videos.
Thank you.
Sure thing.
I have
Yes.
a question. Is it automatically defaulted on the page that you had prior to this? Everything checked, or is nothing checked and we have to check it?
Everything is by default checked.
Okay.
So at first, the site assumes that you want to be inundated with emails.
Okay.
Yeah. You simply have to choose on what updates you receive thereafter.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Okay. Good.
I
So,
love spam.
something that Scott mentioned, one of the first things that you should do after you change your settings is make sure that you visit the page Groups. The use of groups is meant to make it easier for you to be able to communicate on topics of interest. In this particular case, we actually have one set up for club members. There's actually a limitation on the site in the sense that the site prevents you as an individual member to be able to send out a broadcast message to everyone who's a member of the site. If you can imagine the site like this growing to more than 40, 50 people, the thought originally was few tens of thousands of people, and you wouldn't necessarily want each individual sending a message to everyone on that network. So the idea of groups comes in where all the members within the group, nevertheless, are able to send messages to one another. To that end, we've created the club members group, and the intent here is for you to be able to send out messages about schedules, as well as any of the agendas for upcoming meetings directly through the site, as opposed to trying to remember, so what exactly is Scott Shire's email address? Do I have the most recent one? Did he change it? You don't have to worry about that. He can simply make the change on the site, and so long as you are a member of the club members, you simply choose send message to group, compose your message, and send it out.
So this would be the Toastmasters and go right here and communicate with all members.
Absolutely. Or any of the club officers, if they need to make an announcement, for example, about an upcoming event within Toastmasters International, they can do it directly through the site. One recommendation, when you are sending out a message, if you in fact want that person to reply to you, or each one of the people to reply to you via email, do include your email address in the message body. Otherwise, the whole intent of the group is to prevent people from simply hitting reply. Any questions about groups? Okay, so homework number one, make sure you go this evening or during this week and configure your settings. Number two, become a member of club members under groups. Under Collaborate, we also have the list of all the members. So if you're interested in learning who's on the site, what exactly is on their profile, you can in fact check that here. Under Collaborate, we also have forums. This is not used as much as I had hoped. The intent for forums is for you to be able to ask questions if you have any. Whether it is about the club or Toastmasters International, and be able to group source it so that we have, or crowdsource it so that we have any one person answering it as opposed to a single person that will be responsible for answering any question. We also have the ability to be able to post events for within our club as well as outside. I'm sorry, I have a question.
How do we know if there's a discussion going on?
That's under your settings as well, whether or not you want to receive messages for various discussions. One, however, in order for you to start receiving those messages, you would have to at least visit one of those forums and post a single message. As soon as you do, you begin to see all the messages that come in through that forum. So for example, if you have a question about something, as soon as you post a question, anyone that responds from that point forth, you will be able to see that message.
Okay.
And whoever has posted a response will also be able to see subsequent messages by everyone else.
Okay.
Any other questions about forums?